Home buyers, home sellers, it's time to give you an overall market update. I haven't done an extensive one since November, so I'm going to do that for you now. Last week in March, prime time, prime season, things are about to take off. This is the biggest real estate time of the year, really. Now, let's start with some numbers. I look at this report every single week, focus in here. There are currently 13,000 homes on the market in Massachusetts. In the last 7 days, 16% of them went under contract. That is the largest week of homes under contract since last June. So clearly, the market has clicked back on, okay? Last August, I talked to you guys about how inventory went higher than a year before, statewide. Come around here, first time I've seen that in 6 years. And it's been a difference in the market. So if we go market by market, let's start with Massachusetts. I want to go over numbers first. Then I'm going to talk to you about what does this mean for a buyer? What does this mean for a seller? We're going to get into that. But stay with me for a minute. I want you to understand how the market works. 13,000 homes for sale right now compared to 11,000 a year ago. This is an MLS report. That equals 18% more homes on the market. Now, does that mean that the market's crashed, things have dramatically changed? No. But does that mean buyers have a few more choices? Yes, it does. Does this mean sellers need to be a little more reasonable with their pricing? Yes, it does. Now let's look market by market because that's statewide. We go Waltham. Here we are right outside of Boston. 134 homes on the market compared to 101 a year ago. That's a 32% increase in homes for sale. Let's go over here. We look at Woburn, north of Boston. 31 on the market a year ago, 40 on the market right now. Represents a 29% increase. Same thing here. Norwood, same type of increase. 22 to 27, not quite as much, but it's similar. 22%. We go to Westford, up closer to New Hampshire. 33 homes on the market a year ago, 43 now, representing a 30% increase. So what does this mean if you're a buyer, if you are a seller? What it means is just what I mentioned before. Buyers, you're still going to run into bidding wars. You shouldn't go out and celebrate that there's 20 to 30% more homes on the market because that really puts the market where it was about 2 years ago in 2000 or 3 years ago, 2017, 2016. There were still bidding wars then, okay? But it wasn't as crazy as it got last spring, and it's not like that right now in most markets in Massachusetts, okay? So if you're a buyer, you should feel better than you did a year ago. Okay, if you're a seller, you have to be more reasonable with your pricing. You've got to look at the comparative properties, and you need to price yourself competitively. You need to price your home so that a buyer says, hey, that's a good deal. Take Waltham, for example. If we go back to Waltham, okay, you can't tell me there's 101 homes on the market in Waltham a year ago, 134 now. You can't tell me that you're going to be able to do quite as good as you could a year ago. Now, prices have come up, so don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're going to sell for substantially less, but you have to have a little bit of a different expectation than you did a year ago. Now, the only market that defies this is Worcester. Okay, Worcester has many less homes on the market, about 40% less homes on the market than it did a year ago. That is the only major market that I can see that has less homes on the market. Why? Worcester lags the Boston market. I bet the next 4 or 5 months will be similar to how it was in 2018 here and there, and then it will have its change. There's also been a lot of people moving from closer to Boston out to the suburbs because they get more for their money. So I'm kind of talking in 2 different ways to 2 different crowds, but the majority of the state, this is better news for buyers. For sellers, you need to be a little more reasonable. Worcester County is a little different. I'm going to do a specific video in the next week on Worcester County specifically that we'll post on that Facebook page. But wanted to talk to you guys about that. Wanted to give you an overall market update. If you're a buyer, make sure you are ready to strike. Even though the market's a little better, you're going to run into bidding wars. That's how it is at this time of year. Have yourself ready. Updated pre-approval. Willingness to close when a seller wants to. Willingness to pounce and go see a house. Have yourself ready in advance. Don't wait till the home you want to see pops up, then scurry around and get yourself ready, okay? Home sellers, I've said it 3 times, be more reasonable about your pricing, be competitive. If your home is not selling, maybe you should actually listen to your realtor when they tell you a price adjustment is needed. One thing about being a realtor, we get more credit than we deserve when a home sells fast, and we get more blame than we deserve when a home doesn't sell. It's just a fact. It's the way it goes. So wanted to mention that to you guys. That's all. Happy home buying, happy home selling. Good luck this spring. I'll be back with a big update probably in a month or 2. Thanks, guys.